thoroughly entertaining day, and what a way to finish off Game 18. One more game, Canada versus the United States. A great head-to-head, and the reason I'm sitting in the commentary box with you is that if Bill Seward had been alongside you, we didn't want to have any fighting between USA and Canada.
Well, you Scots have got the English, the Aussies have got the Kiwis, we've got the Americans. Canada and America, it's our sporting rivalry, and this is going to be a great one.
Well, Ghislaine Landry scored a hat-trick in the last game against South Africa. She retains her place in the starting lineup. Ashley Stacey captains this Canadian team. For United States, it's Kelly Griffin who captains the States team, but keep an eye out for Victoria Verleyen. The Flying Verleyen has scored a number of tries here. And
well,
here's that little sign. There was that St. Kayla Militia, Williams Lakes, pride and joy.
Kayla Militia comes from Williams Lake, which is a town, a small ranching town in northern British Columbia. And I think half of them are right there in the stands, waiting to watch this one. Canada versus USA at the Canada Sevens.
Well, Canada have claimed the halfway spot already. Then she goes. Ashley Stacey, the captain, the player of the year, in an awards ceremony on Thursday night in Government House, and well, we'll be happy on top of that ball.
Yeah, and the big challenge here for the Canadians, how do they manage their emotions? They know this is important. They know they've worked long and hard to play at home. Referee Alhambra Nivas from Spain will be in the middle.
And we've seen a change within this Canadian side, because when you consider the likes of Mandy Marchak, Magali Harvey is not selected. Of course, the injury to Jen Kish has been a factor, but they've responded, Gareth, this Canadian team, playing with lots of confidence.
They have, and this American team were perhaps guilty of taking Russia too lightly. They just dodged a bullet there, so Rick Suggett's women will want to improve on that. These teams know each other very well.
Well, Lauren Doyle was wearing the scrum cap there in your shot. And, well, this should be a feisty old encounter between two old rivals. Megan Bonney delivered the pass into Lela Alef-Kelter.
That pass not going to hand. As I said, these teams know each other very well. They spend January of each year training together down in Chula Vista in San Diego, the USA Olympic Training Center. They have a 3-game series, and there is lots of familiarity.
Ashley Stacey will feed the scrum for Canada. Behind is Bianca Farella. We've not seen too much of Farella. Her pace is a feature of this Canadian side, but others have stepped up in the mark. And talking about stepping up the mark, Kayla Militia has been one of the standout players for this Canadian team. Paquin goes into secure ball. Farella down that blind side to the most experienced player, Kelly Russell, tackled on those channels. Stacey has the backup. Stacey's not held. She goes for the try. Try time for Stacey.
The captain goes over, but it's a great team try. Working the narrow channel, using the mix of pace and power. There's Farella, Stacey's first touch. Big Kelly Russell riding the tackle, driving the legs. She goes down, but has the presence to offload. Stacey's there immediately, and here not held, so she has the right to dive over the line. Great first strike for Canada.
So the conversion was unsuccessful. Ashley Stacey, when having scored for the Canadians, unlike the 15s game, she'll kick off to the United States team. Ghislaine Landry with the missed conversion attempt. Kelly Griffin looks on for the United States. Big jump there from Kelly Russell. Falls into the grasp of Kayla Militia. She's been everywhere in the two ties that Canada played beforehand. Paquin up through the middle. This is solid play. The offload is coming. Ashley Stacey has to struggle to get ball, but the hint of a knock on. And Karen Paquin, what a run she had there, slicing through the United States defense.
We've seen her be a massive presence in defense, a big physical unit. But there in attack, she showed great foot speed. Not able to link up with Britt Benn outside her.
Yeah, Alef-Kelter will put the ball in the scrum here for the United States team. Well, she had to juggle with the ball and back to try and gather Paravilivat. Oh, lovely play here for the United States, Lauren Doyle. And Doyle, is she going to go the length? She is. And will she get under and near the post for the additional 2 points? Doyle with a wonderful length of the field try for the United States, brings back and squares the scores at 5-piece.
Well, so often the case when a team bobbles the ball, the defense is a little bit upset. The ball goes over the top, and Lauren Doyle spots the space she needs. With her pace, she knows she's got the beating of the cover and goes a full 90 meters to get USA on the board here.
Well, that's her 4th try this afternoon. Let's see if the kick is successful. No, it's not. So the score's tied at 5 apiece.
And that little extra effort from Landry to keep her out that 15 meters wide keeps the scores level as the conversion was that much more difficult.
And Liv Kelter, she retains her place in Rick Suggett's side after she impressed in the tournament in Atlanta. This is our 6th Women's 7 Series event. There's Gislyn Landry. Well, she just hoofs one down the pitch. This will be covered, however, by Victorian Falayan. Falayan sets up over the halfway line. Ball grasp out there, but Baravilala goes up the short side track, but tackled on this occasion by Brittany Benn. So there's the tackles going in thick and fast from Brittany Benn. And listen to the crowd getting behind the Canadians. The home crowd here in the West Hills Stadium.
Right in front of that West Hills crowd.
Kelly Russell to Stacey, Bianca Farella. Brittany Benn cuts an angle to Gislyn Landry. Landry on the switch play. Farella has to go in. Stacey is guddling for the ball, but an offside by Alhambra Nieves, the referee from Spain.
Yeah, strange call there. The American called for a midfield offside. So it kind of looked like they may lose possession, but now we'll have the chance to set something up.
It's interesting in the women's game of 7s that they don't kick for touch. They always attack through ball in hand. Pass out to on the outside, graduate from Vicentes High School in Quebec. Ashley Stacey, such a busy little player. Loose pass, however. And Canada cough up possession on that far side.
Miscommunication between the Canadians. No one knew who wanted it. So Kelter will have a great opportunity to throw the ball in.
Kelter, who plays scrum half, the great transition within the game is that they also the scrum halves play and act as a hooker throwing the ball in. Of course, it used to be wingers that used to throw the ball in 15s rugby. Falayan up to the 10-meter line, not held in the tackle, places the ball back. Baravilala caught there at the base. Stacey goes in.
Yeah, that was an interesting moment there. Canada thought they turned it over. The referee's going to play the knock on. Scott, I gotta say, this feels like an ice hockey match, which if you're from these parts, that's about as intense as it gets. Canada, USA.
Great crowd here. Bianca Farella attacks Brittany Benn. Brittany Benn, strong running, gets the offload there to Gislyn Landry. Landry chased down there by Lauren Doyle, but Landry shrugs off the attempted tackle for Doyle, ducks the ball down, and Canada will go into halftime. 2 tries to the better over the 1 for USA.
So Britt Benn does the damage. She attacks 2 defenders and just offloads before she goes to ground. But Landry had some work to do here. Boyle, we know, has pace. Came across, went too high with the hand grab, and Landry pawned her off. Landry got 3 tries in the first half of the last match and continues service here.
Well, a good additional 2 points comes in from Gislyn Landry.
I wonder if Sandra Fiorano, the assistant coach, is saying, hey, how about no more kicks, giving possession away.
Well, half-time here sees Canada leading the United States by now that converted try. Let's listen to John Tate.
3.
You always breathe with it, don't you?
Great kickoffs, right? There's nice contestable, we'll get them, keep going after them, right? Just one thing, right? We've got to watch for that narrow floater on defense, right? So we're on the outside, let's start talking before it's set, right? Get that B and C set, right? And you know, if it's going to Vix, she's going to step and just prime power through tackles, so commit to the tackle on her, okay? Right? We threw 150-50 and it got away and it leads to turn. Just build patience. I know we feel the excitement and we want to score every time we get it. Yeah. We will score when we get it if we keep the ball, okay? Patience, and we're going to win.
Game plan, guys. Let's go, ladies.
Interesting, they know each other so well. Vix, if it's going to Vix, that's Victoria Faloyan, of course, the danger runner for the U.S. And John Tate very calm there, very content. Interesting dynamic between these two coaches. Rick Suggett leading this group. He was actually head coach of Canada's men's sevens, and John Tate was still playing. John, a second row for Cardiff and Breve in the European Rugby, and a fine servant to Canada. Was picked for one and only sevens tournament to go to Dubai, and that was Rick Suggett, his opposing coach today, who picked him.
Well, Gareth, we've had wonderful greenery in around the stadium here, but also the greenery and colour of Butchant Gardens as well. And well, it's a magnificent tourist destination. I know the Butchart Gardens have supported this tournament, and we are, well, I was up there the other day in the most beautiful setting, and one of Victoria Island's most fabulous gardens. Yeah, great support from them, and this community can bring this kind of international sport to the community on Vancouver Island. Great to see. Well, wherever you are from throughout the world, we hope you're enjoying all the action. And Canada Rugby, well, they've certainly laid down a marker because they've been supported by the local community. They've been supported by the sponsors. And if Canada continue to play cracking rugby like this, well, they're going to have to build a new stadium. Paquin goes in on the tackle of Catherine Johnson. Ball's back, Doyle. Doyle had the opportunity to offload. Ball's back, picked up. Oh, it was a lovely pickup by Kelter. Kelter on that 10-meter line. Turnover ball for Canada. Bianca Farella has Paquin on the outside, steps inside Catherine Johnson. Johnson holds on. Farella will spread play to this far side. Picked up by Stacey. Brittany Benn. Well, she shrugged off one tackle. Falayan nails Brittany Benn with a thumping tackle, but Benn didn't release the ball and was penalised accordingly. Kelly Griffin just taps and goes for the United States. Great offload and pickup by Megan Bonney. And Megan Bonney has pulled one back for Canada. Ding dong from Megan Bonney in Langford.
Well, there's some tired bodies out there, and it's two Americans who responded. Kelly Griffin with the quick tap, and then Megan Bonney pouncing on this pass. Scoring, but scoring out wide significantly. A tough conversion looming for the Americans.
So Canada leading by 12 points to 10. The kick is to come. The 2 points would square the sides. Deep breath in. Balapilala misses the 2 points. So, well, it's on a knife edge here. Super try by Megan Bonney.
Neither side backing down here. Great response from the U.S. team.
Makilani, Balapilala from the All Blues of Bahia. 23-year-old kicks off. Ball knocked on by Catherine Johnson, was it? No, says Alhambra Nives, the Spanish referee. Kelly Griffin. Griffin, well tackled there in a double tackle. Bianca Farella and Ashley Stacey. Victor Falayan. Falayan gets the offload onto the try scorer, Megan Bonney, inside there. Possession returned and retained by this United States team. Catherine Johnson. Johnson throws the wide pass. Doyle's on the wide outside channel. Doyle goes for the corner, and Landry went in for a tackle, and that was rather reckless from Landry on that far side, using her feet, and Doyle's taking a knock to the face.
Looks like she may have something in her eye, or was it a boot? But Landry also guilty of giving Doyle far too much space. We saw her pace, and as this ball bounces, Landry needs to take away that sideline. She just got wrong-footed. That was the boot. I'm not quite sure what she had in mind. There's the bouncing ball. Doyle has got 50 meters to work with, and she just sets her up and then takes her outside. Canada perhaps lucky to not be one short after that errant boot.
It looked as though she tried to go in and kick the ball and dislodge, which obviously would be illegal and reckless within the laws of rugby. So United States and on the blonde hair, I should say.
Yeah, don't forget that there's Jen Kish in the middle, not available today. Don't forget we're only 2 hours from the border near Seattle, that area, so lots of Americans here as well.
Well, I can tell you the atmosphere around the ground is absolutely bubbling. Canada, can they get themselves back into this tie? They're trailing by that 3 points. Bianca Farella well marshaled there by the United States. Lauren Doyle. Kelly Russell delivers a pass. Now there's an extra player on the wide outside, Alyssa Alari. Alari up to the halfway line. Natasha Watcham-Roy, 2 tries in the previous win over South Africa. Pakan, strong. Has she got the support of Landry on the inside? Ghislaine Landry, hello!
Landry is exhausted. She's worked the whole half. Great scenes here at Canada Sevens. But how about Karen Pakan? Whenever this Canadian side needs someone to put it on their back, she does it. She squares up her defender, steps inside one, looks to offload, and then keeps driving through, creates the overlap, and then takes out the sweeper. And Landry works hard in support and has just enough gas to get over the line to give Canada the lead again.
Seconds on the clock. What's the response for the United States? Pakan goes up, picked up by Kelly Russell. Russell steps back in, gives a pass. Ghislaine Landry for the corner. Brilliant tackle on that far side by the United States Doyle, who just lodges the ball out of Farella.
Alyssa Alari is asking that it was knocked out of her hand. Not going to get the penalty. So the U.S. will have the remaining 15 seconds here.
US will have to attack from deep. Baravilala, she'll throw the ball in here.
Of course, play will go on. The referee will decide until the ball goes out of play.
Doyle hits it to Verlion. Verlion against Farella. Tackle's good though. Farella stuck with her opposite number and eventually held up. But a penalty for not releasing the quick tap and go by Baravilala. Griffin comes back in. Knock on, was it? No, it was not backwards. Canada, turnover ball. Kelly Russell's got the ball. Pakan kicks the ball out. Victory for Canada by 19 points to 15. What a cracking end to day one here in the city of Langford, and what a day of action we've had. These two teams will both head into the quarterfinals, but Canada, they get the bragging rights. They won here in what has been a brilliant sevens tie.